It's now time for Monster Soup, with your really fun at parties host, Dave Spencer, and his level-headed co-host, Brian McKinney. These dudes will explore all the crazy mysteries roaming our forest and deserted hallways. After all, monsters are real. It's Monster Soup time right now. Get it while it's hot. And now your hosts, Dave and Brian.
Hello. Welcome to Monster Soup, a kitchen and conversation of misfits, cryptids, and these kids. I'm David Spencer, your golden retriever host. And with me, as always, as they call him in England, the booty of Baskerville. But as I call him, Brian McKinney. What's up, buddy?
How's it going? So,
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, welcome to Monster Soup, where the broth is thick and the legends are thicker.
Ooh, nice.
That's a pretty good one. You know? I love the soup puns are where it's at. That's what I gotta say.
Yep. Okay, so today we're gonna get right into it because we have a guest in the wings, and I don't like to leave him waiting. But so we had an idea to do a show on the Squonk, and we had talked to amongst ourselves, and was like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" And I was like, "We probably should bring at least somebody who knows a little bit more about it." So we found a festival in Pennsylvania. And I just want to say hello to Lisa Russel, who's going to talk us through all things Squonk. And thank you for being on the show, Lisa.
Welcome,
so
Lisa.
happy to be here.
Yeah. So, Lisa, just tell us all about yourself. Love to hear it.
Well, my name is Lisa, and I am the creator of Cryptid Comforts, which I make cryptid plushies kind of primarily, and pet toys and other random cryptid fun art stuff. And a few years ago, I started Squonkapolooza with my friend Joe of Cryptozoology. He's a t-shirt designer, does cryptids, and he and I began Squonkapolooza kind of on a whim, and it's become a big thing. So yeah, we're on year 3 now of Squonkapolooza, and yeah, I'm excited to talk to you guys about Squonk and other stuff.
Yes.
That's so funny.
I love that. So I first heard about Squonk when we were doing this. I think when I first really started to do this podcast, we did like a cryptid cocktail hour, and we were just kind of going through silly ones. And then I found Squonk, and he made me laugh so hard because it was just a silly one. Like I said, I just heard about him, and I wanted to do more about it. But then we talked among ourselves, and we were like, we got to get an expert in on this, like, or not an expert, but somebody like who just knew more about it than we did, for sure.
I mean, I'm as expert, I think, as it gets in the field of squonks at this point. I mean, maybe Ron Murphy probably knows a little more about it than me, but yeah, I'm pretty much the expert on the squonk at this point.
Well, go ahead and describe. Go ahead. I was just going to say, go ahead and describe for everybody who may not know what a squonk is and kind of what the history of it.
So the lore stems from old school lumberjack folklore. It actually first was mentioned in a book that came out in 1910 called Fearsome Creatures of the Lumberwoods by William Cox. And the squonk is said to live in the hemlock forest in Pennsylvania, and it cries all the time. It is the saddest cryptid in the whole wide world. And the reason it cries is because it's so ugly. That's it. It has such a low self-esteem, the poor fella, that just constantly is weeping. Now, if you ever want to find a squonk, say, you're in the hemlock forest in Pennsylvania and you decide to go look for a squonk, you want to go on a day when it hasn't rained in a while. And everything should be really dry. That way it's easier to track them. You'll see the puddles on the ground, and you'll know that a squonk is nearby because those are his tears. So just follow the puddles. You'll start to hear the crying as you get close. But don't sneak up on a squonk, because if a squonk gets afraid, its one and only defense mechanism is to completely dissolve into a puddle.
That's so awesome.
If you look at the squonk, it might just self-destruct, and there's no coming back once it dissolves. That's kind of it for a squonk. So it's a very unfortunate existence for these little fellas, and that's why they're so rare. Because I mean, when your only defense mechanism is to completely obliterate yourself into a puddle that will eventually dry, it's a rough life.
It's like a little
really rough
emo
life.
cryptid.
The most emo cryptid for sure. Actually, when I first pitched the concept of doing a Squonk festival, I did talk about doing really depressing emo bands all day and things like that. But we took it a whole different direction when we actually went for planning it. We decided to make it a fun affair to uplift the Squonk instead of perpetuate the sadness. So
it would be really fun to like really lean into the sadness that is the Squonk, though. Like you go there and like the Cure is just on all day, and like
oh god, yeah, that would make me a little crazy though. I'm not a big Cure fan, despite my boyfriend's objections.
It's fine. It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
That's just so cool. I love the what is it? The execution of something and then the full culmination of actually like fulfilling the prophecy of doing this thing. And you don't even live in the area? No. Like you live in Tennessee?
No, I don't live in Tennessee either. I'm just in Tennessee currently.
Okay.
I actually, when we started talking about this, I was living in Washington at the time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so first year planning Squonk, I was actually living in Washington, and then I moved to Colorado and was there, and then I just recently, like a year ago, moved to Illinois. So I'm getting closer.
Yeah, definitely.
I like to think that everywhere you've gone, you've set up like a little cryptid festival that you've then left, and then like it just still goes on without you. So you have this little trail of these like there's a Bigfoot festival, and it's like a weird serial killer, but like with
the very first event I ever hosted was Squonkapolooza. So that is where my heart began. Was with Squonkapolooza, and really it comes from. So as soon as I found out about the Squonk, of course, I had to make a plushie of it. That's the first thing that I do anytime I learn about a new cryptid. And so I make the plushie, and then, the more I'm thinking about the Squonk, I was like, I really want to write a children's book about the Squonk. And I've never written a children's book before. I'd never illustrated a book before, but I can draw. But at first, my concept was to have somebody else do the artwork. Somebody else help me, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But then I was like, no, I should learn to draw on an iPad and just figure out how to do this myself. And so that's what I did. And my friend Brandy helped me. She's a songwriter, so she helped me, with phrasing and making it sound good and making it better. We went through probably several different scenarios before we landed on the book that we ended up writing, but it's called Why So Sad, Squonk, and it's really like my goal was to teach the Squonk some body positivity in the book, and really the book ended up being about kindness, compassion, and friendship. So I just found the Squonk so inspiring that
so where can you get the book right now?
On my Etsy shop.
Okay.
So etsy.com/shop/cryptid comfort shop.
Okay.
Or just find me on Instagram. All my links are there. cryptidcomforts.com. All my links are there. So yeah. But, or just come to Squonkapolooza and you can get a signed copy.
Oh, okay. Look at that. I am. You don't know this because we just met about 10 minutes ago. I make children's books. That's like what I do.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Do yours have cryptids in them?
They don't, because mine just have weird characters in them. Like one is called Huggy and Stick. It's about a bear, or what is it? A stuffed bunny that hates everybody. And then his friend that's a stick that is just a happy-go-lucky stick, and they go on a adventure around the world. Another one's called Molly and Nightmare, about a little girl who like conjures this monster and tells the monster he's not a bad guy, and then they like live essentially their entire lives together. It actually ends with like the little girl growing super like old enough to die, and then he like has to like find a new friend, and the friend like accepts him for who he is, and like this whole thing. I remember showing my kids, and they're like,
awesome.
"This one's sad." It's just like, yeah, I don't know. Pixar movies are sad sometimes. Some things are sad, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I self-published a book, which is where all this started for my son, called Charlie Goes to Bed. And actually, I was just thinking about this today. I have my daughter's book that I need to finish, but sometimes it's hard to do things when you're busy.
Yeah, for sure.
It haunts me though, so I'm just like, I gotta finish this thing. Yeah, but that's very cool. I love creative people. So, and I think I might have seen your plushies. When I did like a general search, does the plushie have like gem eyes, like the
no
tears? Not that one. Okay, I saw one. And I was like, this is really cute.
No, mine has it's got an embroidered face with embroidered tears.
Are you a Astonishing Legends fan by chance?
I mean, I've listened to some of their episodes.
Okay. I only say this because I recognize the name of your Etsy shop, and I was like, I feel like I've been there before, and I was trying to figure out how I had been there because I don't know. I don't know. I was just like, I was maybe seeing if there was like a through line there, like, oh yeah, such and such. But yeah, I'm assuming this is with the Squonk on it. Perfect. Oh, these are awesome, by the way. I love your plushies.
Thank you.
Oh man, plushie cryptids are like the best cryptids because they're always so silly looking, and they're like perfect, and they're like odd in the best way possible. Just like the one that's just legs. Oh man, that rules. Yeah. So how did you get into cryptids? Is there a through line here, or?
It was an accident, total fluke accident. It was back in 2015 when I was teaching at Portland Jewish Academy, working with their summer discovery program. And so for the summer discovery program, you get to create your own curriculum and come up with whatever classes you want to pitch. And then, they'll be accepted or denied. And so I also worked at the cafe at the Jewish Community Center. So I was over there one day, and one of my regulars suggested that I teach a class called Unicorns, because I like unicorns. And I was like, that's a little too many unicorns, I think. So I was like, what about unicorns, dragons, and Bigfoots? Oh my. And so that became the name of the class. And it was just basically an art class that would deal with discussing why, these creatures that are presumably not real are so important in our world. And everyone knows what these things are, but why? How did that come to be? And so, going through the history and researching, kind of why these things are so prevalent to us, even though they are likely not real. So it led me down a rabbit hole, of course. And that also happened to be the first year of the Oregon Bigfoot Festival. So I signed up to be a vendor at that. I was making regular animal plushies back then, like sock monkeys and weird stuff like that. So I signed up for the Bigfoot Festival and started making some Bigfoot plushies, which of course then led to Mothman plushies, which led to Loch Ness Monster plushies.
Right down the line.
And doing the research, and I started listening to this podcast called the Hidden Creatures Podcast by Edward Way, and I just loved that podcast so much. I was so inspired by it. And so I got into this deep dive into cryptids at the time, and eventually the cryptids took over and changed the name of my business. And by 2017, I was Cryptid Comforts, and that was
that's great.
That's where I landed.
Hey man, that's great. I mean, I fell into this whole thing because I just literally, I've always liked weird stuff my whole life. It's just been like exciting for me because weird stuff leads to weird people, and weird people have cool stories. And then you kind of like we always go to this like Bigfoot thing every year. Where we just like hang out at a hotel with like a bunch of weirdos, and they just tell their weird stories. So that's kind of where we fell in all this, and we're just like it's so fun to be part of it because everybody's so like excited to talk about it, or even just as like from like I kind of share your point of view of like the like things are just interesting and cool, and these little creatures that you make are just fun to draw and things like that. So I don't know, it's like a fun little world of just
it is
like we don't know what's out there kind of way, which is the most exciting for me.
And to bring up that podcast again, the Hidden Creatures podcast, Edward would end each episode saying there is and always has been a beauty in the unknown. And that line always just sticks with me. I'm like, that is exactly how I feel. There's such a beauty in the unknown. And I love that these things are the unknown. And people who try to make sense of it, I'm like, why?
Yeah. It takes all the fun out of it.
My thing.
Like these people who want to debunk things, I'm like, just let it be. Because if it makes us happy, why do people care if it's real?
Yeah. It's the yes and of like, of fun conversation. You just go like every time we come back from the thing, they're always just like all of our friends and stuff, they're just like, okay, well that's dumb, right? And you're like, well, like, okay, just like live in the world where I just had a good weekend and it was really fun to talk to these people. You know, and the one thing that we always get is like, you don't believe in these people, do you? I'm like, there's no reason not to. We're sitting around a campfire. They're telling the best story they have.
No, I had a guy tell me yesterday, like I went into a business here in Nashville and we got into a conversation about cryptids and folklore, and he was telling me about an encounter he had with a wolf man in Tennessee. And I mean, I didn't even know there were sightings of such a thing in Tennessee. And, you know, you start researching it and it's like, oh, wow, okay, a lot of people have had encounters with this thing. So, I mean, and that was just a guy who worked at a shop that I popped into. Like you have these great conversations with awesome people, and I love it. And I mean, there are definitely people, like I had a guy come up to me at an event before and tell me, you know, he saw Bigfoot appear out of a floating orb. And at that point I was kind of thinking, okay, I wonder what kind of drugs that dude was on. But you know, you just never know what people have weird experiences. And I'm not going to discount anyone's experience. And I mean, I'm a bit of a skeptic for most of these things, but I also just appreciate the idea that there's something weird out there and it's fun. It's just fun, and let's just have fun with it. I don't want to prove the existence of Bigfoot. That's never going to be my goal. I just think it's fun to be whimsical.
Exactly.
It's a freaking lutely. If I could call this like whimsical wonders, I would. Like this podcast. It's, you know,
there you go. Whimsical wonders.
Like, there's just so much. I mean, I'm sure all of us grew up with like, you know, unsolved mysteries and stuff, and just like watching that.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Like, what? Oh my gosh! Like, you know, just like new things, UFOs, and all the weird stuff. Just being excited about it, and then like when it, I think right now it's kind of, it's been fringe for like ever, but now it kind of went into like pop culture where you just see people with bumper stickers on it and stuff like that. So it's like all these people that grew up with this stuff are slow.
Like every year, more and more people are getting into cryptids and know what they are. Like when I first started this, if I tried to do a regular market, nobody would have any idea what I was selling. They'd just be confused. They're like, okay, weirdo. But now, like I did a farmer's market in Urbana, Illinois, and people coming up to me, they're like, Squonk! And I'm like, what? Like, that's amazing. And, you know, I mean, most people, you know Mothman and the standard ones, but I am shocked every time by how many people know about the Squonk. I did an event in Tennessee last weekend and everyone was talking about Squonk, and I'm like,
oh, that's so cool.
I'm done my job well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we have mentioned it yet. When is the festival? I feel like we talked about there's a festival, but
that is very important information. It is coming up very soon. So it is August 2nd. And it'll be at the Bottle Works Ethnic Arts Center in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So we're really excited. It's a new venue for us. We had been doing it at the park downtown, but there was talk of potential construction there. So we had to find another location. So we hooked up with the Bottle Works folks, and they opened up their business to us. And so we're going to have indoor, outdoor vendors, speakers inside. There's a rooftop garden where we'll have live music, and we'll have other roaming entertainment, a magic show. Squonk, of course, will be around somewhere causing trouble. Awesome. And yeah, it's going to be a really, really, really good time. And then later on that month, so if you're not from Pennsylvania area, or within driving distance of Pennsylvania, say you're a little further south, but you still really want a good squonking time. Later on in August, you can hit up Murfreesboro, Tennessee, August 23rd, and come meet the squonk there. So that one is Fearsome Folklore Festival. So it is a sister event to Squonkapolooza. It is my other baby. This is our first year doing this one, but we'll have speakers, vendors, live music. We're going to have an art drawing cryptids with Bally Raven art workshop. We'll have make and take art stations, a petting zoo, a live unicorn, and I just booked a mermaid. So it's going to be a time. And that one
you must be pretty busy.
Yeah, that one I teamed up with Rick Belcher of Spooks, Creeps, and Assorted Devilry. So he and I are the hosts of that event. So yeah, we're really excited about it.
What Spooks, Creeps, so and would you say it was?
Spooks,
that sounds
Creeps,
awesome.
and Assorted Devilry.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love assorted devilry.
Yeah, it's assorted.
Yeah.
You gotta have an assortment of devilry, or else.
Yeah.
You can't just have vanilla devilry.
Yeah, devilry is not singular. It has to be.
Yeah. I want some spicy devilry. I want some vanilla devilry.
Oh, you definitely get some spicy when Rick's the one talking. Trina's pretty spicy too.
Oh my god.
And who do you have for speakers at these events?
So Ron Murphy will be speaking at both of those events. So I'm super excited to have him. Like I said, he is the only other person who probably knows more about Squonk than I do. And he actually just released a book about the squonk that he just put out, which I wrote the foreword for. So yeah, it's really awesome. I am very excited about his book. So
what's the name of his book? Do you know?
I think it's just titled The Squonk.
The Squonk? Okay. I was trying to look it up.
Yeah.
Just to see
I posted about it a little while back on the Squonkapolooza page and on my page.
Okay.
But yeah, Ron Murphy, he is awesome. So he'll be speaking at both those events. And then, gosh, we have so many for Squonkapolooza. Let me see if I can remember.
Whitney.
Whitney
Yadin.
Oh, she's going to be doing an art thing the night before Squonkapolooza. So painting with Whitney. That'll be a fun little pre-event. So we'll set up a little painting station, and people will be able to come and follow her direction and do little paintings to take home.
Fun.
Yeah, and then we have Cryptids of the Corn. They'll be.
Oh yeah, we know those guys.
Oh yeah, we've run into them so many times.
Squonkapolooza.
Yeah,
they're awesome. Hillary Wilson, she's amazing. One of her specialties is Dog Man.
Oh yeah.
So then we've got Bill Rigby, Michael Thompson. Oh, Dave Hardy actually is going to be speaking. He's just started kind of speaking at events this year. He just released a new book all about cryptids. That's awesome. But the book has all of his art in it, which is really amazing because he's such a great cryptid artist. Mm-hmm. Let's see, who haven't I mentioned?
You got Douglas coming.
Oh yeah, he's playing music. Creep It Real will be playing music.
That's a good name.
Yeah, they do all cryptid theme songs, so that's a lot of fun. Black Magic Circus will be doing some performing throughout. They have a magic show and some other stuff. And yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, and I apologize to anyone I'm forgetting.
Cryptid Mysteries, what is that?
Oh God, yeah, Cryptid Mysteries Live. They're going to be at both my events as well. So they have a YouTube show all about cryptid hunting, and they are going to be doing a live show at both of my events. So that's awesome. I'm super excited. They're really funny and silly guys. So
you have a really good, I mean, for like such a silly base concept, you have a really good like build out from there. You're really good at this. Do you know that?
I try.
Yeah. Like this is really cool. Like this like the website's really clean.
Holly Who Art does our website. She it has been a great help to us because we don't know how to do stuff like that. So Holly's been in charge of our website since the beginning and takes care of all of that.
Yeah, she really killed it. This is a good kind of like synopsis of everything it's supposed to be, and you booked a lot of really cool things as far as like finding those people. I'm sure that's not easy to like have something that's so kind of niche, but like we said, not niche now.
It is surprisingly easy. Like we had so many people apply.
Really?
Yeah, we could have had a 4-day event if I had let everyone come and but yeah, having to pick and choose is rough sometimes because we only have a finite amount of time. Oh yeah, and we're going to be screening 2 short films about the Squonk during that too. So those are going to be cool. I just finished the schedule and sent it to everyone, so I'll be posting that up on Instagram in a day or two once everyone confirms that I haven't screwed it up. And then over at Fearsome Folklore, we've got David Eller, who's a Bigfoot guy. He's like, if you Google David Eller Bigfoot, lots of stuff comes up. He's awesome. And he lives there locally in Tennessee. So that's great. And then Stevie Ettis, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right, of the Truth or Demons podcast is going to be a speaker there as well. And then we've got 2 of my besties, because I grew up in Nashville. So 2 of my besties are going to come play music. Got Brandy Hale and Lance Whalen, some of the best singer-songwriters from Nashville. So yeah, it's gonna be a really fun time at both events. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
well, I'm proud of you. Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, the Squonkapolooza, that weekend. I'm pretty sure I have something going on, but that's not. We're in Cleveland, so we're not too far away.
Okay.
It's good. That's on the east of Pittsburgh, right?
Yes.
Where's that? So we
it's like an hour from Pittsburgh, hour and a half.
Okay, yeah. So we'd probably be about 3 hours, maybe like hair over 3 hours away for us, which isn't too bad.
Yeah,
we might have to make a little trek out there and see it for real.
Yeah, we have quite a few vendors come up from Ohio, and
we do live very. What is it? In Ohio, which is like the home of all those weird things. We don't have a Squonk, but I'm sure we got something like that. So I'm sure
in Ohio, you get the Loveland Frogman and the Indescribable Octoman, which is one of my favorites. I feel like the Indescribable Octoman should have his festival too.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why am I not aware of this person?
You don't know about the Indescribable Octoman?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those cryptid anomalies that there were several sightings of it over a very short period of time. Like over the course of like 3 days, there were several sightings, and it's pretty close to like where the Loveland Frogman was seen. So near the Little Miami River and in Cincinnati, and I think there was even a sighting in Covington, Kentucky. So that area. And just this strange thing. And it was so funny because people are calling it in. They're like, I just saw the weirdest thing. Like, I can't describe it. And so most people were saying, I can't describe this. It's completely indescribable. But one person said it's like an octoman, an indescribable octoman. So that's how it got its name, which octoman is a descriptor. So I'm assuming it had some kind of weird tentacles, but not a lot of good descriptions of it have been given, as it is indescribable.
Yeah.
Brian bookmarked this person. We are definitely doing an episode on the undescribable.
Yeah, I love
for name alone.
I mean, and at one point in time, I actually mapped where the sightings occurred and the time that the sightings occurred to see if it made sense that this same creature could have done this by foot, and it totally tracked all of these sightings. Like, this is very, very likely.
It was like, it says the winter of 1959.
Yeah.
Plus, the art that exists for it is so cool.
Oh man, Easton Hawk has probably my favorite drawing of it, but also Amanda, who does the cryptid block party in Covington, Kentucky. He's the indescribable octoman is kind of the face of the event. So her drawing of it is fantastic. I'm actually working with her to make plushies of her drawing of it for cryptid block party. But yeah, indescribable octoman is awesome.
It's beautiful. So cool. I love it so much. That's so cool. This one's Brad. You gave me like a new thing to fall into. Like when you Google the name of it, like whoever made this, like I don't know who you said you really like the most, but like there's like a kind of what are those cards you got when you were a kid that were like the Mars Attacks kind of cards. Like it's kind of like that. It's like this weird. I don't know. I love it so much.
Is it purple?
It's like a
purplish mauve.
No, it's like a pink one. There is a purple one that's right here.
Okay.
I see the purple one. Yeah.
Yeah, like a purplish mauve one with like 6 eyes down the front. That's Easton's.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I think that's what I'm looking at. Maybe I'm just bad at color. These are awesome though. I love it. Thank you so much for this little gift you gave me.
And there was a newspaper article that came out at the time that actually read, "Is anyone missing an indescribable monster that swims?" And so back when with Cryptid Crate, because I've worked with them and I have for years, we did a indescribable octoman crate, and so I did a T-shirt design for that crate that just had that newspaper article quoted. Has anyone seen an indescribable monster that swims?
That's crazy.
Oh, that's perfect. That's so cool.
Then in general, that's not too far away from Point Pleasant in the Mothman stuff. Then if it's down.
Well, so I often say that I think so many cryptids exist in that area because of the pollutant runoff in the Ohio River.
Could be, yeah.
Or all the people who drink the water and then they're like,
lots of things get mutated around there.
We're not doing well, is what we're saying. Just like it's the water we got, it's the water we're drinking. There's indescribable octomen in there.
Right?
Maybe that used to just be Carl down at the bar. Now he's got 6 octomen.
Exactly. Then he went for a swim and here we are.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's like, Janet, what happened? You're like, I don't know. You're weird now. You live in the woods. Go hang out with that pig that
I can't even describe you anymore. You have to leave.
Yeah. Which one's your husband? I don't know anymore.
Oh my gosh, man. That's so good.
It's a beautiful time. Oh gosh, this is so cool. I love everything about this. I might have to go solo down to Pennsylvania and check it out.
Come check it out. We're getting so close to it that now it's like, okay, finalizing the schedule and getting, the map done, and it's all the tedious work now that we got to get done. Which is always the hardest part is that like we haven't even released the t-shirt art yet. We're a little behind this year because Joe and I are just so busy constantly.
Doing 2 of them. It's so close to each other.
He's working on another event that he's going to be hosting for next year, also with Dave of Snarly Yow. So we're just kind of expanding, and we're both, constantly at shows, touring and traveling, doing other people's events. So it's a busy life. The life of a cryptid creator.
Yeah.
I love it. I bet you meet so many cool people just like off the cuff because of it.
I really have such a great community of weirdos. I just absolutely love the cryptid community so much. There's so many fun people. Folk.
Especially if you can get them in like a we always say like our favorite part of like going to these things is like hanging out outside and like under like the late nights of like 10:30 to 3 a.m, just sitting there with a beer and like just talking. And then them telling their stories, and then you just get like this like cool even people who are just interested, but you'll get one guy who had one experience that's like insane, and you're like, what do you mean that's what you saw? Like, and then our finding is that like once you start that, like, and also you're in like the comfort of a space that like is allowing, usually you're somewhere and people are like,
right, you don't have to worry about other people judging you for being weird and having these thoughts, because we're all weirdos, and it's
and we're all already there, so just to show up with some of this stuff,
we're all there to yes and each other and be
like, you're immediately made to feel like you fit in, because we're all there for a good time and to be weird.
It makes me understand juggalos a little more.
You find your community, you got to stick with it.
You're just
however weird it may be, you find your certain people, and you're like, these are good people, I know them, and they're fun, and they fill my life with spice and the good stuff, and then you also sometimes you'll gather more people and they'll tell you weird stuff. Like we were talking to some guy a couple weeks ago that does like what did he like, the seance in the woods that like invites UFOs. I'm like, that's so cool. Just like a weird thing, and I was just like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like using like vibrations and
they're inviting me when?
It's in Pennsylvania, so
maybe after Squonk.
He can be your guest event guy. You guys can look at the Sam Circle.
Well, we'll trade notes.
That'll be the after party.
The real late night.
If you want to stay a little later and see the real
after
stuff.
Party. I gotta tell you,
there is an after party.
Oh my God, the Squonkapolooza after party is. We're going a little epic this year, so it's gonna get real weird. It's 21 and up this year. We're doing an adult only Squonk After Dark, and we're doing it up on the rooftop garden of the Bottle Works. So it'll be burlesque variety show, and there will definitely be a performance by the Squonk, and it's gonna get weird.
I gotta cancel my plans. I gotta get in on this.
You're gonna
the after party
weird kinks after this.
Exactly. After party's gonna get weird. We are charging $10 a head for the after party to pay our performers, and then there will be an open bar. So it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. The after party I've been kind of ruminating on since driving home from the event last year.
Oh man, I love that so much. Yeah, you gotta. What is it? I want people to leave that place and just be like, I don't know what I just saw, but I loved every second of it.
Exactly. That is exactly the goal.
Just in the Uber on the way back, trying to explain what they just went through to the Uber driver who's like stone sober.
It's like, you did what?
I'll never forget, like one time I got yelled at in an Uber by my wife because I was I was asking the driver what his favorite dinosaur was, but I was grabbing him by the shoulders. I was like, "What's your favorite dinosaur, buddy?" My wife's just like, "Stop touching him." But I was like hammered. It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that when you said it. So.
Yeah, not just doing that. I'm just like, "Hey, buddy, what's your favorite dinosaur?"
The driver was not very amused by the situation. Now the rest of us were dying.
He did not care for it.
Yeah.
It is my classic go-to question if things get a little too adulty in the room when we start talking about APRs and like dumb stuff like that. I'm like, so what's everyone's favorite dinosaur? Can we act like children again? Whatever this is. I'm thinking my interest rate might go up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Talk dinosaurs. Yeah. No, I like that. I think I might do that next time my dad starts talking about politics. I'll just be like, so what's your favorite dinosaur?
Yeah.
He'll just be so confused he'll stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like, "Well, close the border." He'd be like, "Shut your mouth and talk about."
Oh no, not my dad. That's not my dad's approach. No. He's very anti that. So
okay,
at least that's.
There was one thing when I was looking up the Squonk last night, and I didn't know this. That there's a song Squonk by Genesis, the band Genesis. So the funny thing is I've heard that song before. I hear it on classic rock radio in Cleveland pretty regularly, but I never knew what the name of the song was. And then you start listening to the lyrics, and I'm like, it's about the Squonk.
It is all about the Squonk. Yeah.
Like I had no idea.
Yep.
Is it actually about the Squonk?
It is. Yeah. It is actually about the Squonk. Squonk is also mentioned in. Oh man, what's the name of? There's another oldies popular song that the Squonk is mentioned in, just in kind of a passing way. But now I'm blanking on what that is.
I actually, if you can think of it while I'm talking, but I was mentioning what we were talking about today to my son, and he was like, "Oh, I recognize that from Fallout, the game Fallout." He was like, "It's apparently
Squonk
in there."
Fallout?
Yeah.
The Squonk made it into Fallout? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it might just be written as like this huntsman who like looks for things, and like that was one of his listed cryptids.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know we made it into Fallout. Very cool. Well, I mean, they have the Grafton monster, the Flatwoods monster, Mothman, Sheep Squatch. So, I mean, Squonk's not too far up the way.
Yeah. Maybe they did an update and added some new ones on.
Oh,
well, now I really feel like I'm making an impact on the world if I can be get us into Fallout. I take full credit for that.
Yeah, really.
You know what? And you should. You're doing the work that no one else is doing, which is making a cool festival that has like tons of cool stuff to do, and also an after party with us maybe stripping Squonk.
Oh, 1000% there will be stripping Squonk, and it's gonna be real weird.
Awakening weird kinks and making people go like, "Hey, could you just put the pig mask on again?" They're like, "Why do you keep making me do this?" Don't worry about it. Just do it real quick for me.
Dissolve into your own tears into a puddle.
Every birthday he asks for the same thing. It's my birthday though. Just one birthday without it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Fantastic. Oh, I love it so much. What was I gonna ask you about? I had something in my head and I blanked on it. Sorry, I'm bad at this.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's also like after dinner and I'm like full of tacos right now.
I mean, that's how my brain works all the time. Is I have a thought and then I lose that thought and it goes somewhere else, and usually it doesn't really come back. So
yeah, my ADHD is it's a fickle beast that I love because it's the reason why I have so many of my ideas, but it's also the reason why I forget most of them.
It's the reason I spent an hour and a half wandering around Walmart today being like, oh wait, back and forth, because I remember what I was over in that section to look at after I got distracted. But then I'd wandered off, and then on my way back, I'd look at something else and get distracted and forget and wander back. And it was a very frustrating day at Walmart.
Yeah, being in my kitchen almost every time, I'm like, there's a reason why I'm here. And you have to remember that reason. and that reason is coming to me right. No, it's not happening. Go back to the chair. The moment I sit down, get comfortable,
you remember.
Knife. I needed a knife because I was currently eating.
At my home, my studio where I work is in the back of the house, so it's behind the house. So I'll come into the house to do something, and then immediately when I come in the house, I'm like, well, I should go to the bathroom while I'm here and grab a drink, and then I'm like, wait, why did I actually come in here? And then I totally forget, make myself a snack, get distracted, play on my phone for a little while, go back to the studio. Then I'm like, oh, right, because I needed that thing that was on the counter.
Yeah.
I've given up on thinking that I'm going to remember all the art projects I have commissions for. So like I finally made a memo board for myself that actually just has like tag-ons that also gives me that like pleasure of pulling it off and throwing it away because I finished it.
I like that idea.
And then I finally have like a visual, like, and now I have like a hierarchy because I'll be like, oh, I'll just do this one. Be like, I forgot about the thing I said I'd do for Mary. He's like, but it always comes idea. Like right when I think of it, they're like, hey, how's that going? And I'm like, I'll be done with it tonight.
Yeah, I used to try a race board at my old house, and I forgot about that when we moved. I should do that again, where I'd write the things that I needed to get done.
Yeah, I always think that Google Notes is going to do me well, but then I just have 400 notes that just say dog.
Like, I recently went through my notes and was like, huh? What was I talking about there? Like, was that an idea or something? Or did someone tell me something I thought I needed to make a note of?
I have like tons of dimensions for unknown things. Like, it's like rocks. Stake for wire, 1x4x32. What does that mean?
Yeah.
No idea.
Like you went out of your way to write it down, but then have no idea what it's for.
I know, and I used to do that for phone numbers. I would write down why I knew them, but I was usually drunk in college while I met them. I'd be like, lady wearing a Barney shirt, and then like the next day, I'm like, who the hell is lady wearing a Barney shirt? And then hopefully they don't text me, and I'm like, hey, Barney.
Yeah. What was your name
again? So what kind of art do you do? Like, so you do the plushies. Do you do other kinds of art? You say you
I do.
What does that mean?
I do all sorts of. So I do some digital art. I do some painting, drawing, all sorts of variety of stuff. So mostly what I sell at my events, as far as drawings, I do stickers and tumblers and totes and things like that occasionally, pins, buttons, keychains, so but most of that stuff is based on, like, usually I make the plushie first and then I draw it from the plushie, and but other times, like more so lately, now that I'm getting better at drawing on the iPad, now I'm coming up with drawings that I'm then turning into plushies. So I'm working on trying to start the drawing process rather than getting so stuck on what the plushie looks like and making that the only way I think of it. So yeah, it's
this is shop talk, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. I'm gonna tell you about a program that I just started digging into. Do you use Procreate mainly?
I do.
Do you have Adobe, like the Adobe suite already?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, this might not apply then. But this is for anybody else who maybe did tick those boxes. I started using a program called Adobe Fresco, and it's like I already have Adobe, so it kind of was just like, oh, and it integrates like the files together, which is really nice. But also you can draw in vector, which is me really cool because you can just zoom in forever. But also they have a really easy animation tool in it that I've been messing around with. I made this little animation last week of like my little monster guy that I have that just like drank a potion and got real big, and then like I don't know, I forget what he put sunglasses on and said he was cool, and I was just like, this is the cool thing.
I was like, just saying the other day I wanted to learn animation but didn't have the time.
I did it in a night. I literally found this guy who like had a play-by-play, and I just like sat there and was like, I'm just gonna mess around with this. It's super fun. I recommend it. I probably shouldn't be just doing this right now, but I'm okay with it. I'm gonna show you. And for the people listening to the podcast only, get on YouTube. or follow me on TikTok, Mischief Factory, and you'll see all my weird stuff. Okay, it's not opening, so I'll vamp until it comes up, and then all of a sudden I'll stop you from talking.
Cool.
But yeah, it's sorry. I'm gonna show you right here. I get to do the thing. And then Jake's still up. Oh, it's in green screen. Everything turned black. But yeah, I just did this. So it was, and I also gave it like the wavy lines to make it look like I sketched it a couple times, but I just used the liquify tool to look at him messing around. But it was really fun. I was just like, yeah, I'm working on this other animation project right now. That like I just give my art to this guy who makes it like in this like parallax way, if that makes any sense, where everything kind of like looks like it has depth, but it's really just kind of like, if you think about two pieces of paper kind of like floating or whatever, that's kind of like how the animation works. And I'm just like so blown away by it. And this other guy who's like an editor kind of like does all the like, well, what if he did this? And I'm just like, you can't ask me because I'm just excited it's moving. I'm just so like, oh my gosh, he's walking across. And there's also a program called like, what is it? Character Designer, that like, if you talk, it will talk. So like you kind of just put on these like animation mouths in it and it'll like just talk with you. And it's really, and you can also like do this and blink and stuff. But I realize I look down a lot, so it's just like closing its eyes most of the time. But yeah, but it's really cool. I don't know if you want to experiment with animation, it's like super fun to see your creatures just like doing weird stuff.
Yeah, there are these songs that when I hear them, I picture this animation with the cryptid involved. Like there's this one song in particular. Every time I hear it, I picture this video of the Jersey Devil doing all this stuff, and I'm like, man, I really wish I knew how to animate that because it looks so cool in my head.
Yeah.
There's so many there's a lot of really cool tools out there. I would actually recommend like just digging around and like seeing what's there, because it's a lot of fun stuff as far as making animation just like very accessible, which it was not when we were kids. It was just like you saw people in like a factory with like 3 pieces of paper like flipping it back and forth, and you're like, that looks hard.
Yeah, Whitney Yaden, she's actually doing a lot of cool like claymation style animation stuff now. That's been something she's been working on a lot lately. That's just really cute, and she's still pretty new to doing it, but she's having a good time and making some really fun stuff. So
that's so cool. I'm in love with that entire style.
Yeah.
It's always so impressive to me to watch all that stuff, because
Whitney is an impressive person. Definitely go and watch some of her videos because she's just awesome in every way.
That's the one who's doing the paintings, right?
The painting, yeah. She's a painter and a needle felter, and now she's doing some animation, and she's just an all-around awesome human.
Yeah,
very cool. Love that. That's so cool. Yeah, you like I said, you're killing it. You're doing the thing. I really appreciate you coming on and like telling us about all this stuff. Could you just give me like a overview again of like dates and where to find you guys of the 2 festivals, just so everybody kind of is fully aware?
All right. Squonkapolooza, August 2nd in Johnstown, Pennsylvania at Bottle Works. It'll be going from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with the after party from 7 to 9. And Fearsome Folklore Festival is August 23rd in Murfreesboro, Tennessee at Hop Springs. That'll be from 11 to 6. And our after party for that one will be from 7 to 9 as well. And that is going to be Dylan's Drink and Draw will be our after party on that one. Both events we're doing pre-gaming the night before with some cryptid trivia, and then of course Whitney's painting for Squonkapolooza. So yeah, lots of fun, festive silliness coming to Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to plug yourself.
And I am Cryptid Comforts. I make weird plushies and pet toys and other strange stuff. CryptidComforts.com.
And where is that at? CryptidComforts.com. Very cool. Well, again, you're out there killing it. You're doing all these cool things. They all sound like so attainable as far as like things that I would want to do if I lived like right down the street or close by or whatever. So this is so cool, and I really appreciate you coming on a very
I appreciate you having me on. I'm always happy to come on and talk about my weird stuff, and Squonk especially, because Squonk is very near and dear to my heart, and I want everyone to know about the Squonk.
Yeah, Squonk is rad, and now we have a new appreciation of our lovely tearful
it's
wonder in the woods.
The most relatable of the cryptids. Everyone feels a little squonky sometimes. So.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's a monster, but everybody can feel sad and depressed.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Not all of us are really good at hide and seek. Not all of us can like tell you when a bridge is gonna fall down. But a lot of us have been real sad and been like, if I cry more, I'm gonna fall into a puddle.
Exactly.
And Squonk is just there for us every single time. Yep. All right, well, check it out, Squonkapolooza. Beautiful name, cool stuff. You can see all the cool things that she's doing. But Lisa, you're Lisa awesome.
Yep.
Keep doing what you're doing. I hope that one day I'll in Cleveland, there's like a weird Cleveland cryptid thing, and I'll find out you did that because you moved here for some reason.
Hey, I have proven I don't have to live in a city to host an event there.
That's true.
I've never hosted an event where I live.
You're like, get that away from me.
Yeah.
That's just obligation.
Yeah.
Well, it's even more impressive that you don't live in the city. So.
Well, but luckily my co-hosts live there, so it makes life easier. They can be boots on the ground and do that stuff while I do everything else from afar.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, awesome. All right. Well, keep your team going, and I'm sure you guys will. You guys are obviously killing it, so this is so cool. Yeah, so thank you for coming on, and this has been Monster Soup, and check us out on Monster Soup Podcast at facebook.com, and then Monster Soup, what is that other stuff as well? Oh yeah, if you want to be on the show or you want to talk about weird stuff, Monster Soup Podcast at gmail.com. I forgot what the second Monster Soup thing was. And then if you want to check out my weird art, mischieffactory.com. And thank you so much, Lisa. We very much appreciate you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.